We see so many tenants and landlords in here, and we see so many landlords who do not send the required letter within 21 days, itemizing the damages. So I want to first congratulate you and thank you for doing exactly what we wish all landlords would do.
Exactly.
You sent a letter. It very carefully itemizes what you are charging the defendant for.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean that the defendant doesn't have a right to dispute the charges.
Yes.
But that first step is so critical.
Yes.
And we see so many landlords who don't do it. Well done.
I watch your shows.
Oh, good, good. So you know we're a stickler for the 21-day notice. What I want to ask you about is the late fees. Because in here you have two items for late rent. And the first one says late rent, 20 days at $29.83. What was that for?
He didn't pay September's rent, and that's 20 days. And I used the daily rate of $29.83 for a total of $597.
Okay, where do you get the $29.83 from?
That's $895 divided by 30.
So the late rent is not actually a late fee, it's rent that was unpaid rent.
Yes.
Got it. And then separately, you have late fees, which, because he basically reached the maximum late fee for that month, is a total of $400. Yes. It was capped. Okay. Rekeying and lock replacement. Did he return the keys?
No, he never did.
All right, so I want to look at page 13, the defendant's evidence. And this is an email from the plaintiff about the move out. And you say here, you thank him for returning the keys.
He came there while I was cleaning the place out. He popped in on me and he was like, hey, can I have a copy of the keys? There's a key ringing place across the corner. I'll bring it back to you. And I was like, I already knew what he was gonna do. I'm like, okay, sure, here, have the key. And yeah, he never showed back up. But I had to relock or rekey the locks because the caretaker left and didn't give me the key. So that day when Mr. Pete came and I was moving all the stuff left in there, I gave him the key after I just got them rekeyed. And yeah, all that stuff that he left in there that I moved out to the curb, which I'm sure he didn't pay someone to haul away for unless he put that in there, because the next day it was all gone. The neighbors that lived next door took everything.
I paid to have that removed. It was in my neighbor's yards. It wasn't just in mine, it was in my neighbor's yard, so I had to have it removed.
I'm going to open it
Thank
back
you.
up if anyone has other
Mr.
questions.
Diesky, we hold the landlord's feet to the fire, but tenants have significant responsibilities as well. And it seems that for whatever reason, you really just ignored your responsibilities to the plaintiff.
Not 100%. I have evidence of the application that he sent to the caretaker, and I also have evidence.
But he disabused you of that on page 20 of your evidence when he said, Zachary, I was under the impression that he was your business partner and paying rent for you.
Now I know that he didn't fill it out. That was in April of 2022. I was kind of in an emotional state. I was trying to make things easier for his caretaker as well, because I had a soft spot for what he was doing for my friend. In my mind, I was like, well, you won't lose out on any rent. Everything was kind of like, yeah, I know I didn't go about it completely the right way, but in my mind, he got the application, and I also knew that he had been making the rent payments because I have copies of the receipts.
You have any questions further, Judge? Judge? Okay, thank you both. Thank you. We will deliberate on this matter and render our verdict. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This court is again in session.
All right, thank you. We've reached a verdict. It's unanimous. We find that the plaintiff acted appropriately under all of the circumstances and has met his burden of proof. However, we do believe that your late fees were somewhat excessive, and so we are deducting approximately $300 and some odd from your request for damages. It brings it to $3,982. And let me just say, young man, that if you're going to be in this business of an art gallery or anything like that, you must pay attention to your responsibilities as a tenant. This could have been easily resolved one way or other without you really incurring any extensive liability by simply being in communication. I understand you did a favor for a friend and in need, and that's laudable. Here on in,
Yes, sir.
Follow the rules with respect to tenancy, all right? Verdict in favor of the plaintiff, $3,982. Thank you very much.